Ayuki, and welcome back to Playwriting with Waylon. I'm still working on the baskets. To learn more about this project, please visit the link in the description. It'll take you to the Kickstarter fundraising campaign for this project. Right now what I'm doing is I am committing to audiovisual, to audio especially, my great-great-grandma's affidavit from 1929 for her to register as an Indian. I want to see if it'll work as a dialogue between my ancestor Elsie Young and the government agent who is taking this down. So without further ado, I will launch into it. State the full name, ages, sex, and dates of birth of yourself and your minor children living on May 18th, 1929. My name is Elsie Young, Elsie P. Young. I don't have an Indian name. I'm 60 years old, female, and I was born on February 1st, 1868. And where did you reside on May 18th, 1928? I lived in Orleans, California, in Humboldt County. Not on government trust property. And what's the nearest post office to your homestead? Orleans, California. And where were you born? Takasufkara Indian Village, near Orleans in Humboldt County. And your minor children? Takasufkara. And where have you and your children resided since birth? In Humboldt County, California, practically all my life. I lived in San Francisco, California for a short while. Are you married? Yes. And what is your maiden name? Elsie Perch. And what is the name and exact date of birth for your husband? Pedro L. Young. He was born on May 7th, 1867. And is he of Indian blood? No. What is your degree of Indian blood? And to what tribe or band of Indians do you belong? I'm one-half Karuk. And to what treaty or treaties were you and your ancestors a party? And where did you or they reside on June 1st, 1852? Well, I've heard of a treaty made by my California Indian ancestors that was made with the United States, but I don't know when or where it was made. My Indian ancestors resided at Takasufkara Indian Village near Orleans in Humboldt County, California on June 1st, 1852. And what are the names of your California Indian ancestors living on June 1st, 1852? My mother's name is Emma Turner Perch. She was Karuk. And her mother was Mahindwa Ada, who was also Karuk. And can you please give the names of the chiefs, captains, or headmen of the tribe or band to which your ancestors belonged on June 1st, 1852, who executed the treaty or treaties herein referred to, if you know them? Yafipa was one of them. And what lands in the state of California do you claim were taken from you or your California Indian ancestors by the United States without compensation, or which were appropriated by the United States to its own purposes and from which the United States has refused or failed to compensate you? In Humboldt and Trinity counties in California. And can you please give the names of your father and mother and your mother's name before her marriage? If your father is a white person, please state. My father's name was John A. Perch. He was white. My mother's name was Emma Turner Perch, and she was full blood. I don't know what her Indian name was, but her maiden name was Emma Sarukanwa. And where were they born? My father was born in Ohio and my mother was born in Takasufkara. When and where were your parents married? In Humboldt County, California. I don't know when. How were they married? In accordance with the law or by Indian custom? By Indian custom. Where did they reside after their marriage? At Takasufkara Indian Village near Orleans in Humboldt County. And where did they reside on June 1st, 1852, if they were living at that time? My mother resided in the Indian village of Takasufkara near Orleans in Humboldt County. And the dates of death for your father and mother? My father passed on February 1st, 1909, and my mother on February 2nd, 1913. Were you or your minor children or either of your parents ever enrolled for any land or other benefits? No. And if you were enrolled on a census roll, state your census roll number, please. I'm not on a census roll. Okay, and can you give the name of the Indian school or agency under whose jurisdiction you are? The Hoopa Valley Agency. And please state the amount and kind of property you now own, and what is your occupation? We own 200 acres of land near Orleans in Humboldt County, California, with dwelling houses. They're owned by my husband and I. The value is $10,000. We have 5 head of cattle, 4 horses, 1 mule, farm implements, and an automobile. The value of our personal property is $500. And my occupation is as a housewife. Please state the English and Indian names of your grandparents on both father's and mother's side if possible. If any are white persons, so state. On my father's side, I don't know what his father's name was, but he was white. And my paternal grandmother was also white. Her name was Mary Perch. On my mother's side, her father's name was Sarukanwa, and he was full-blood Kaduk. And her mother's name was Mahinwa Ada, who was also full-blood Kaduk. And where were they born? My maternal grandparents were born in Humboldt County, California. The others are white. And where did they reside during their lives, and where were they living on June 1st, 1852? My maternal grandparents resided in Humboldt County, California. My maternal grandmother resided at the Indian village of Takasufkara in Humboldt County on June 1st, 1852. I don't know whether my maternal grandfather was living at that time or not. And to expedite identification, would you please give the full English and Indian names, if possible, of your paternal and maternal California Indian ancestors back to June 1st, 1852? I know of none aside from the ones already named. And do you so solemnly swear that the foregoing statements made by you are true to the best of your knowledge and belief? I do. Okay, that was an interesting experiment. I'm going to listen to it. I didn't feel, it definitely felt like a government document. I'm going to listen to this later on and see if there's any places that this can become a dramatic dialogue for the baskets. Again, thank you for watching. If to learn more about this project, please visit the Kickstarter link down below in the description. Yoto.